All right, today we're diving into a book with a pretty bold promise. It's David Bach's bestseller, The Automatic Millionaire, and it claims you can build serious wealth without a budget, without being a financial genius, and, get this, without needing insane amounts of discipline. So, let's see how it works. So, let's just get right to the big question, the one at the very heart of this whole idea. Can someone with a totally normal job, a normal salary, actually end up a millionaire? It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, I want to introduce you to a couple who did exactly that. Meet Jim and Sue McIntyre. Now, these were just your average hardworking folks. He worked as a manager at a utility company, and she was a beautician. And in their absolute best year, their combined income was just under 54 grand. But they lived by a few really simple rules that, well, they made all the difference. And here's one of their core principles. It was so simple. No credit card debt. Period. If they wanted something, they paid for it with cash. And if they didn't have the cash, they just didn't buy it. The only debt they ever had was their mortgage, and they made it their mission to pay that thing off as fast as they possibly could. This one mindset was really the foundation for everything else. And here's the payoff. Jim retired at 52. 52, with a net worth of almost $2 million. They had 2 houses, both totally paid off, and a really healthy retirement fund. All of that on an average income. So the question is obvious. How? How on earth did they pull that off when so many of us feel like we're just running in place? To really get their secret, first we've got to look at the trap that most of us fall into. The book calls it the financial treadmill. And you probably know the feeling. It's that sense that you're working harder and harder, but you're not actually getting anywhere. The problem is something called lifestyle creep. As our income goes up, our spending just seems to rise right along with it. A pay raise doesn't mean more savings. It just means a nicer car or a bigger apartment. You're running faster and faster, but the finish line just keeps moving further and further away. It's an unwinnable race. And it boils down to this incredibly simple but powerful cycle. You go to work, you make some money, you spend that money, and then you've got to go right back to work to do it all over again. It's a really, really tough loop to break out of. But the McIntyres, they found a way. And this brings us to the first huge secret. And it's not a tactic, it's a fundamental shift in how you think about your money. It's not about how much you make, it's about what you do with your paycheck the very second it hits your account. So most of us live by the plan you see on the left, right? We get paid, we pay the rents, the car payment, the credit cards, and then we kind of cross our fingers and hope there's something left over to save. The Automatic Millionaire plan just flips that on its head. The first thing you do is pay yourself. You treat your future self as the most important bill you have. Then, and only then, you pay everyone else with what's left over. Okay, but a plan is one thing. Actually doing it is another. And this is where that one-step part of the title comes in. The real secret here isn't about willpower or discipline. It's about building a system where you don't even need to think about it. Let me show you what I mean. This was the advice the McIntyres got from their parents, and it is brilliant. If the money you're supposed to be saving is gone from your checking account before you even wake up on payday, you can't be tempted to spend it. It's not there. You just naturally learn to live on the rest. You literally set it up once, and you are done. The money automatically flows from your paycheck straight into your retirement account, your savings, your investments, whatever you decide. You're taking the decision-making and the temptation completely out of your own hands. You basically protect yourself from yourself. It's a system designed so you can't fail. Okay, so this all sounds great. You're paying yourself first, you've made it automatic, but I know what you're thinking. Where does this money come from? I'm already stretched to the limit. And that's where David Bach's most famous idea comes into play, the latte factor. So the latte factor is really a powerful metaphor. And no, it's not actually about coffee. It's about all the small things we buy every day without even thinking about it. The bottled water, the snacks from the vending machine, the subscriptions we forgot we even had. These little tiny leaks in our financial boat can add up to a huge problem. Let's look at a real example. So in one of his seminars, Bach was talking to a woman named Kim, who was just absolutely convinced she had zero money to save. After they talked for just a couple minutes, he realized she was spending about $5 every single morning on a latte and a muffin. It seemed like no big deal, right? But then he showed her the math. And this is the truly mind-blowing power of small, consistent habits over time. That little $5 a day habit, after 10 years, it grows to over $30,000. But just look at this. After 40 years, it's almost $1,000,000, $948,000 to be exact. A whole fortune, just hiding inside a daily coffee run. So what's the magic trick here? What's the secret ingredient? It's something called compound interest. It's what Einstein supposedly called the eighth wonder of the world. It's just the idea that your money starts making money, and then that new money starts making its own money. It just snowballs. Look at the person on the left who starts at 19. By 65, they've got over $2 million. Now look at the person on the right who just waits until 27. Even though they invest more of their own money over the years, they end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars less. The single biggest financial advantage you will ever have is starting early. Okay, so let's tie this all together. Let's distill it down into a simple, actionable blueprint that you can use to start building your own financial freedom, like today. And here it is. It really is this simple. Number one, you've got to change your mindset. Pay yourself first. Number two, you build the system that forces you to succeed. Make it automatic. And number three, you find the fuel for that system by discovering your latte factor. That's it. That's the whole plan right there. And we'll just end on this one really powerful idea from the book. The average person works about 90,000 hours in their entire lifetime. The whole point of the automatic millionaire system isn't about sacrifice. It's about deciding that at least one of those hours every single day is going to be for you, for your future. It's a pretty powerful way to think about it, isn't it?